Hello and welcome to this special video about life and money. Today we are going to explore a very famous book that can change your future. This book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it was written by Robert Kiyosaki. Many people around the world work very hard every day, but they still look for financial answers. They feel tired because they worry about their bills and their jobs every single month. This story can show you a new path to achieve true financial freedom and happiness. Let us start at the beginning with a young boy who grew up in the beautiful islands of Hawaii. This boy had a unique life because he had two fathers who gave him completely different advice. One father was his real biological father, and the other was his best friend's father. Robert decided to call his real father his poor dad. He decided to call his best friend's father his rich dad. Both of these men were strong, smart, and very kind to everyone around them. However, they had completely opposite beliefs about how money works in the real world. Poor Dad was a highly educated man who went to famous universities. He studied very hard, got excellent grades, and received his master's degree. He worked as a dedicated teacher and climbed the career ladder for the government. Everyone in the town respected him because he was intelligent and always spoke politely. He truly believed that success comes from getting a safe job with good benefits. He always told Robert to study hard and get high grades in school. But despite his high education and good salary, poor Dad struggled with money his whole life. He lived from paycheck to paycheck and always worried about paying his monthly bills. He believed that talking about money at the dinner table was impolite and wrong. He often said that the love of money is the root of all evil in society. Now let us look closely at the second father, who was Rich Dad. Rich Dad did not finish high school and did not have a university degree. He did not have a fancy office title or a stable government job. But he had something much more valuable, which was deep financial knowledge. Rich Dad owned small local businesses and invested his extra money in real estate. He did not work for a boss because he wanted to create his own future. He believed that financial education is far more important than formal school education. He always told Robert that you should never work for money, but make money work for you. Rich Dad did not struggle with money because he understood how to build sustainable wealth. He was always calm, relaxed, and confident about his financial future. He loved to talk about business, investments, and opportunities with his young son and Robert. He often said that the lack of money is the root of all evil in society. Imagine being a young boy standing between these two different father figures. Both men loved Robert very much and wanted him to be happy and successful. But their daily advice was like night and day. Poor Dad said, "Buy a big house because it is your greatest investment and asset." Rich Dad said, "A house is a liability because it takes money out of your pocket every month." Poor Dad said, The company or the government will take care of you when you get old. Rich Dad said, you must take full responsibility for your own financial future. Poor Dad said, I cannot afford to buy this item because it costs too much money. Rich Dad said, how can I afford to buy this item because my mind needs to find a solution? Robert was very confused by these two different viewpoints for a long time. He looked at his poor dad, who was always reading books and working late at night. Then he looked at his rich dad, who was always talking to partners and planning new projects. He saw that his poor dad was constantly stressed about the family expenses. He saw that his rich dad was always excited and full of positive energy. Robert made a big decision to listen to his rich dad and follow his footsteps. He wanted to understand the secrets of money and become truly rich. This choice changed his entire life and mindset forever. Let us reflect on our own lives and our childhood experiences for a brief moment. Most of us grew up listening to the traditional advice of poor dad. Our loving parents told us to go to school and get top marks. Our helpful teachers told us to find a stable company and save money for retirement. But did anyone ever teach us how money actually works in daily life? Did anyone teach us how to multiply our savings or how to start a business? The simple answer for most people around the world is no. We spend many long years in classrooms learning history, science, and complex math. But we leave school without knowing how to manage our personal income. This is the main reason why so many smart individuals struggle financially today. They have great professional jobs, but they do not possess financial freedom. They are completely trapped in a heavy cycle that never seems to end. Rich Dad called this painful financial cycle the rat race. Let us explain what the rat race means, because it affects millions of hard-working people. When you are a young child, you go to school because society tells you to do so. You study diligently, and you receive excellent grades on your exams. Then you look for a good job that pays a nice monthly salary. You get the job, and you feel very happy, proud, and secure at first. Soon, you start earning money, and you want to buy nice things. You buy a modern smartphone, fashionable clothes, and a fast new car. Then, you fall in love with someone and decide to get married. You need a bigger place to live, so you buy a beautiful suburban house. To buy this house, you take a massive loan from the bank, which is called a mortgage. Now you suddenly have a lot of new bills to pay every single month. You must pay for the car loan, the house mortgage, the insurance, and the high taxes. Suddenly you realize that your initial salary is not enough anymore. You need more money to pay for your expensive lifestyle and your growing family. So you work even harder and you ask your manager for a raise. Your manager sees your dedication and gives you more money. Now you earn more money than you ever did before. But what do you do with this new income? You do not save it and you do not invest it in anything. Instead, you buy a larger television, a luxury vehicle, and go on an expensive vacation. Your lifestyle expenses grow exactly as fast as your income grows. Now your monthly bills are even higher than they were before. You must work even harder and longer to cover these new expenses. You cannot stop working because if you stop, you cannot pay your bills tomorrow. You are completely trapped in this loop for the rest of your life. You are working for your boss, you are working for the government, and you are working for the bank. This is the exact definition of the modern rat race. Let us look at a clear example to see how this happens to an average person. Imagine a young man named Tom who works as a professional engineer. Tom is very intelligent and works 40 hours every week at a big firm. When he started his career, he earned $2,000 a month. He lived in a small apartment and walked to his office every day. He had some extra money left at the end of every month. After 2 years of hard work, his boss gave him a big promotion. Now, Tom earns $4,000 every single month. Tom mistakenly thinks that he is a rich man now. He immediately moves to a luxury apartment with a swimming pool. He buys a brand new sports car with a monthly bank payment plan. He goes to expensive restaurants every weekend with his friends. At the end of the month, Tom looks at his bank account balance. He has $0 left in his account. He is very surprised because he earns twice as much money as before. But his expenses have also doubled along with his salary. If Tom loses his job tomorrow, he will be in serious trouble. He has no emergency savings and no smart investments. He is totally dependent on his very next paycheck to survive. Tom is trapped in the rat race just like his neighbors. Robert saw his poor dad living exactly like Tom every year. His poor dad got raises, but his family bills always grew bigger. Rich Dad told Robert that if you want to escape the rat race, you must understand a key concept. You must know the exact difference between an asset and a liability. This is the most fundamental lesson in financial education. Many adults think they know what these words mean, but they are often wrong. Rich Dad made the definition very simple, so even a child could understand it. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket regularly. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket regularly. Let us repeat this simple rule because it is the ultimate secret to wealth. An asset gives you money without you working hard for it. A liability costs you money and demands your hard-earned cash. If you want to be rich, you must spend your life buying real assets. If you want to be poor, you will spend your life buying liabilities. Let us look at some clear daily examples to see the difference. Imagine a young woman named Lily who saves $5,000 from her job. She decides to buy a beautiful diamond ring because she loves fashion. The ring is very pretty, but it does not make any money for her. It sits quietly in a small box in her dark bedroom. If she needs urgent money later, she might sell it for less than she paid. This ring did not put any money in her pocket, so it is definitely a liability. Now imagine another young woman named Mary who also saves $5,000. Mary does not buy an expensive ring for herself. She buys a small online website that already makes $100 every month. Every month, that $100 goes directly into her bank account. She does not have to work hard for that money because the website runs automatically. The online website is a true asset because it puts money into her pocket. Let us look at a much bigger example that confuses many families today. Let us talk about the process of buying a family residential house. Most people firmly believe that their home is their biggest financial asset. They say, "My house is worth a lot of money, so I am a wealthy person." But let us examine the actual cash flow of a standard house. Every month, you must pay the bank for the home mortgage. Every month, you must pay property taxes to the local government. Every month, you must pay for insurance and utilities like water and electricity. Every month, you must pay to fix things that break down inside the house. Does your family house put money into your pocket every single month? No, it takes a large amount of money out of your pocket regularly. Therefore, according to Rich Dad, your personal home is a liability. Now, what if you buy a house and rent it out to a nice family? Let us say the total cost of the house is $1,000 a month for everything, but the tenant family pays you $1,300 a month in rent. After paying all your monthly costs, you have $300 left over. That $300 goes directly into your pocket every single month. In this specific case, the rental house is a great asset. Can you see the clear difference between the two situations now? The rich buy real estate that generates monthly rent from tenants. The rich buy stocks of strong companies that pay regular dividends. The rich buy profitable businesses that create automated income. All of these things are true assets because they work for you day and night. The poor and middle class buy expensive cars, clothes, and electronics. They think these luxury items make them look successful to others. But these things are liabilities that keep them trapped in poverty. They are buying items that lose value the moment they leave the retail store. Rich Dad told Robert that wealth is not measured by your monthly salary. Wealth is measured by how many days you can survive if you stop working today. If your monthly expenses are $3,000 and you have no assets, you cannot survive. But if your assets generate $3,000 a month, you are financially free. You do not need a traditional job to survive because your money works for you. You can spend your valuable time doing exactly what you love. This is the ultimate goal of true financial education. To reach this goal, you must change your daily mindset about money. You must change the specific words you use when you look at things. Poor Dad always said, "I cannot afford it," when he saw something expensive. He used those words as a convenient excuse to give up immediately. His brain stopped thinking because that statement was a complete dead end. Rich Dad prohibited Robert from using those negative words in his house. Instead, he commanded him to ask, "How can I afford it?" every time. This question acts as a magical key that opens your mind to possibilities. When you ask, "How can I afford it?" your brain goes to work instantly. It begins to look for creative solutions, ideas, and new opportunities. It asks, "Can I start a small side business to pay for this item? Can I learn a valuable new skill that will bring more income to me? Can I invest in an asset that will pay for this luxury later?" Let us look at how this works in real life with another example. Imagine a man named David who wants to buy a luxury camera for $2,000. David does not have $2,000 in his current savings account. If he thinks like poor dad, he will say, "I cannot afford it," and feel sad. He will continue his normal routine without the camera. But if David thinks like rich dad, he asks, "How can I afford it today?" He writes down 3 creative ideas on a clean piece of paper. First, he can offer to take photos for local businesses using his old camera. Second, he can create a small online course teaching beginner photography tips. Third, he can sell some old household items he does not use anymore. David chooses the first idea and starts contacting local business owners. In 2 months, he earns $2,500 from his photography service. He buys the luxury camera, and he still has $500 left in cash. More importantly, he has created a small business that can continue to make money. His brain became much stronger because he exercised it with a good question. This is exactly how rich people think and solve their financial problems. They do not let a temporary lack of money stop them from getting what they want. They use their minds to create the capital they need for their dreams. Rich Dad said that your mind is your most powerful asset in the world. If you train it well, it can create enormous wealth for you very quickly. But to train your mind, you must also learn to control your human emotions. Most people fail financially because they let their emotions run their daily lives. The 2 main emotions that control most financial decisions are fear and greed. Let us look at how fear controls people first, because it is powerful. People fear not having enough money to pay their bills on time. They fear being poor or losing their comfortable homes. This fear is very painful and real for many individuals worldwide. Because of this fear, they look for a safe job with a regular paycheck. They think that a job will permanently protect them from their fear. But a job is only a short-term solution to a very long-term problem. They go to work every day, even if they hate their boss or their tasks. They stay in a small, comfortable cage because they are terrified of taking a risk. They are afraid to start a corporate business because it might fail completely. They are afraid to invest in the stock market because they might lose cash. So they choose safety over total freedom every single time. Their deep fear keeps them trapped in the rat race for 40 long years. Now let us look at how the emotion of greed controls people. When people get their monthly paycheck, they feel a sense of joy and excitement. Greed tells them that they can buy true happiness with more money. They see a new car and think, "This car will make me look successful to everyone. They see a big house and think this house will make people respect me more. So they spend their money on these expensive items immediately without thinking. But the temporary happiness from buying things disappears very quickly. Soon, they feel empty again and want more consumer goods. They need a bigger paycheck from their boss to buy bigger toys. This is the vicious cycle of greed that never seems to end. Rich Dad said that rich people face fear and greed too. Every human being on earth feels these emotions from time to time. The major difference is that rich people know how to manage their emotions. When rich people feel fear, they do not run away to find a safe job. They use their fear to motivate themselves to study harder and find better investments. They know that failure is just a useful lesson on the road to real success. When rich people feel greed, they do not buy luxury items immediately. They use that desire to motivate themselves to buy more assets first. They know that true happiness comes from freedom and not from owning things. They want the freedom to spend time with family, travel, and help other people. To control your emotions, you absolutely need financial knowledge. Ignorance is the root cause of fear and financial suffering in the world. If you do not understand how taxes work, you will pay too much money. If you do not understand how the market works, you will lose your savings. If you do not understand investments, you will make bad decisions. Rich Dad told Robert that there are 4 main parts of financial knowledge. The first important part is accounting, which is the ability to read financial numbers. You must know how to read an income statement and a balance sheet clearly. You must understand exactly where your money comes from and where it goes. The second part is investing, which is the science of making more money. You must learn about different types of assets, like stocks and real estate. The third part is understanding the market, which is the law of supply and demand. You must know what people want to buy and how much they can pay. The fourth part is the law, which can help you protect your wealth legally. The rich use smart legal strategies and corporations to reduce their tax bills. They pay taxes after they spend their business money on expenses. The poor and middle class pay taxes before they spend their money on anything. This is a huge advantage that wealthy people use every single day. The more financial knowledge you have, the less afraid you will be in life. Knowledge gives you the confidence to take smart risks and see great opportunities. Rich Dad taught Robert to stop thinking like a customer and start thinking like an owner. Most people walk down the street and see shops as places to spend money. They look at a coffee shop and think about buying a delicious sweet latte. An investor walks down the street and looks at the coffee shop differently. They ask, how much money does this specific coffee shop make every day? What are their biggest business expenses, and how do they manage them? How can they improve their customer service to attract more people? Could I open a similar coffee shop in another part of this growing city? This simple change in focus allows you to see wealth opportunities everywhere you look. You begin to notice small businesses for sale and undervalued houses. Robert practiced this mental exercise every day until it became a natural habit. When you start thinking like an investor, you will face doubts from other people. Your close friends and family might tell you that your ideas are crazy. They will say that investing is too risky and you should stay safe. Remember that they are speaking from their own personal fears and ignorance. They want to protect you because they love you, but they do not know wealth. If you listen to their negative advice, you will end up like them. You must surround yourself with people who think about growth and success every day. You must find great mentors who have already achieved the goals you want. Rich Dad told Robert that you do not need $1 million to start. In fact, it is much better to start with very small amounts of money. Small wins are the best way to build your personal confidence and experience. Imagine a young man named Kevin who wants to invest in real estate. He does not have enough money to buy a large apartment building yet. Instead of waiting for 20 years, he starts very small this week. He buys a tiny storage unit and rents it to a neighbor for $50. This is a very small investment, but it is a real, living asset. Kevin learns how to talk to tenants and manage simple business contracts. He feels proud because he has created his first passive income stream. Next year, he sells the storage unit and buys a small parking space. Step by step, his investments grow larger as his financial knowledge increases. After 10 years, Kevin owns several rental houses and leaves his day job. He became rich because he was willing to start small and stay consistent. Your daily financial habits will completely determine your long-term future. If you spend everything you earn today, your life will be exactly the same. Rich Dad recommended a life-changing habit called paying yourself first. Most people receive their salary and immediately pay everyone else first. They pay the landlord, the utility company, and the credit card bill. They look at what is left and spend it on weekend entertainment. If there is any money remaining at the end, they put it in savings. Usually there is absolutely nothing left to save at the end of the month. This bad habit is called paying yourself last. When you pay yourself first, you reverse this financial process completely. As soon as you receive your income, you take 20% out immediately. You put this money into a separate investment account for your future. You do this before you pay any bills or buy any grocery food. This habit might seem scary because you worry about your monthly bills. But Rich Dad said, this pressure is actually a very good thing for you. It forces your mind to be creative and find ways to make extra money. It teaches you strong financial discipline and makes your brain sharper. Another important habit is tracking your financial progress every single month. Keep a simple notebook or a digital spreadsheet of your financial status. Write down the total value of your assets and your liabilities. Watch your assets grow and your liabilities decrease over time with joy. Seeing your progress will give you a feeling of excitement and motivation. You will want to find more ways to increase your wealth every day. Rich Dad also warned Robert about the common danger of human impatience. Many people want to become rich overnight without working hard for it. They buy lottery tickets or invest in risky schemes for quick results. When they do not see results in a few weeks, they get disappointed. They give up on their dreams and go back to their old habits. Building wealth is like planting a beautiful fruit tree in your garden. When you put the small seed into the ground, nothing happens on day one. You must water it every day and protect it from the hot sun. For a long time, you see only a tiny green stem in the dirt, but you do not give up because you know how nature works. You continue to care for the plant year after year with deep patience. Eventually, the tree grows deep roots and a strong wooden trunk. It begins to produce sweet fruit every season for many decades. You can sit under its comfortable shade and enjoy your life. Money and investments are just like that small seed in the ground. Your initial investments may look tiny and unimportant at the beginning, but if you protect them, they will grow into a tree of wealth. Remember that money is not the final goal of this long journey. Money is simply a powerful tool that you use to buy your freedom. The real goal is to have the freedom to live life on your terms. It is the freedom to wake up every morning and choose your schedule. It is the freedom to follow your passion without worrying about a paycheck. It is the freedom to help your family and support your local community. Rich Dad told Robert that success is not about luck or talent. Many talented people are broke because they lack basic financial education. Many lucky people lose all their money because they have bad habits. Success comes from your mindset, your discipline, and your daily actions. Many people dream of becoming rich, but they never take action. They wait for the perfect moment to start their financial journey. They say, "I will start saving when I get a raise next year." They say, "I will learn about investing when I have more free time." The truth is that there is no perfect time to start in life. The best time to start building your wealth is right now, today. Do not wait until you are ready or until you have more money. Start today with whatever small amount you have in your wallet. Read one financial book. Watch one educational video or save $1. Every small action counts and moves you closer to your financial freedom. Do not be afraid of making mistakes or failing along the way. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. Every wealthy person has lost money and made poor decisions in the past. The difference between winners and losers is how they react to failure. When a loser fails, they feel hurt and give up completely on dreams. When a winner fails, they look for the lesson and try again. They become wiser and stronger because of their past mistakes. Rich Dad shared one final piece of advice that surprised young Robert. He said that the richest people in the world give back to others. When you share your wealth, time, and knowledge, you create value. Giving back builds strong networks and brings deep personal happiness. The universe has a way of returning that generosity to you multiplied. If you want more money, you must help other people make money. If you want more love, you must give more love to others. The moment you stop learning and giving is the moment you stop growing. Many years later, Robert looked back at his life with deep gratitude. He realized that Rich Dad's lessons had completely transformed his destiny. He became a wealthy businessman, an investor, and a famous author. He shared his knowledge through books to help millions of people everywhere. He proved that anyone can achieve financial freedom if they learn. It does not matter where you were born or your family background. What matters is your willingness to learn, grow, and take action daily. Your personal journey to financial freedom begins this very day. The world is full of amazing opportunities waiting for you. Take the first step, stay consistent, and never give up on dreams. Your time is now, so make every single day count.